Talking about like things dying out, like I saw the other story you sent me about like AMC and Universal's kind of beef. And it was like we talked about the theaters dying, and then like Universal was kind of the first theater, first
it's
studio.
Some people that just gonna pay, like, everybody adapting to survive, but it's some people that will pay and fight so you won't adapt.
Right.
And that's pretty much for Universal. Because,
what you mean? What they doing?
So Universal, all the movie studios have a deal with the theater chains, right? By saying like, when you release a movie, here's a limited time that it has to be in the movie theater. Like you can't release it on demand. You can't release it to streaming. It got to be in the movie theater. And so everybody signed this deal. Everybody has this arrangement with them. And then Universal, because of the pandemic, they released a couple movies. That movie Trolls, right? They released Trolls on video on demand.
Yeah, the tour. Yeah.
Man, we was talking last time, like, I was like, these prices, for on demand, the premium is like $20, $19.99 or whatever. So I was just like, it's crazy. I'm paying that. But Trolls is a kid's movie. Like a lot of parents at home, they're going to buy it. So their kids go watch.
Yeah, you're going to pay that.
So they basically announced today, they was like, we got $95 million, on this thing.
Hey, like things have changed, AMC. Things have changed.
And they basically saying like, so when the movies do open back up, we going to re-release it in the movie theater and keep it on demand. And then AMC was like,
whoa, my brother.
They was like, that ain't what we free doing. So in their response to Universal, basically, is in a sense, they're saying like Universal is trying to make it seem like this is the new way. Like this is the new way to do things. And they saying that, we had a deal. This is in bad faith. So you know what? We ain't showing another Universal movie in our theaters.
100,000, like whatever number he threw out.
It was like, we ain't going to show it. So look, unless you guys, come back to the table with some respect, essentially, like paraphrasing, but that's what it was all over. Like, you temporarily did this because of the pandemic. So of course people bought it, but don't be encouraging people to be like, because everybody is switching to on demand, even at the premium rate. But don't be out here trying to say like we had a deal and be like, we doing it at both. We're going to release it.
Well, that was a problem because I saw in the article where they were like saying, they were like Warner Brothers and Disney doing it. Like, why didn't they get the same like response? But the difference is Disney is just like, hey, we ain't got nothing else to do with this movie. We're going to go ahead and drop it on Disney Plus. We're not saying this is going to be the new norm. We just saying until further notice.
It's all because Universal just like released that statement, and that statement just made it seem like we making money now. This is the new way. We all have to like start looking forward to the future to this. So like I said, it's people who get paid, to protect. It's kind of like how the cab drivers was like, ooh, Uber, back to them, how we was talking about them last week. How they was fighting, like they fought to like say, we ain't going nowhere. This is the same thing. Like the movie theater, like, we still here.
You think we just gonna go away?
Nah, bro. He's like, we ain't gonna show that movie. You got some big ones coming.
And it's funny because I didn't even hear from AMC about, like, I heard stories about the bankruptcy, but I never heard from AMC, like their CEO. I didn't hear from him. And then the second Universal made that statement, that boy put his big boy pants on. He said, look here, what you're not going to do. You're not going to interrupt this 100-year history. Like he was dropping like the history, talking about, he was dropping the.
That's how. Remember, people was like, nobody going to the movie theaters no more. Nobody spending money. Bro, they was like, people
you sitting there quiet, bro.
People are still going. The movie theater prices is going up. People are still going just because, again, you paying for the experience just to be like, I was there opening night. You know what I mean?
Even my son's about to be 4, and even he was like talking about like, I remember watching Toy Story on the really, really big screen at the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something different about like just watching a movie like surround sound.
It's experience. Yeah,
it's an experience where
that's what you're paying for. Yeah. So that's what they trying to.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. You trying to remind them. Them, like, don't forget. You can, have that video on demand stuff you want. And he even said in the letter, he's like, the only reason why you got those numbers, because trust me, we did the research. And they said in that research, nobody wants to pay more than $6 to $8 for a rental. And they said
he's not wrong.
He said, but and I was like, we just said that last week. I was just like, yeah. And he said, only reason you getting this is because basically parents at home with kids running around with nowhere else to go and stay at home in orders. Of course they're gonna buy this movie.
Look, when I was in Texas, literally like my mom was like, so we finna buy this movie. So we paid the 20.
So y'all saw Trolls?
Yes, I saw Trolls. So I was part of that 95 million. But best believe, had that been in theaters, I would have gladly taken my son. We would have gone to the theaters. So it is like inflated numbers. But I get what Universal is trying to see is like, it's a balancing act. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you come in and you're like, well, is this the new norm? I want to be in front of it. You want to be the first studio to be like, look, we do both. But at the same time, you also got to take into consideration everybody on
politics. Yeah, it's like that's at that level. It's like millions at stake.
Yeah, well, they messed up. Universal shouldn't have said anything. They could have like basically just like noticed the numbers and been like, this is interesting. And then that's all they had to been like. They just could have been like, look, this is interesting, and then we'll see where this goes, and just be very vague.